It's taken a handful of suspensions off Facebook, where last year, I think for half of the year, I was suspended off Facebook for 30 days at a time. It took me that to actually finally get it. www.facebook.com is not my domain. It's not my website. It's not my home. It's not my family home. And I do not have jurisdiction there except being allowed to have an account and allowed to say certain things, which for a long time we thought we had freedom of speech, but that's not actually true. I was reminded when I was permanently suspended of Twitter again, and when I got a warning on my account on TikTok. I was reminded when I've had two videos on YouTube taken down because they violated the rules of the platform. I do not believe I'm a bad person. I do not believe that I engage in hate speech. I call myself a non-racialist, non-sexist. I don't even believe in nations per se. I believe in good people, regardless of where they come from. But I'm reminded that those are not my spaces. And I can leave at any given time and go join another platform or even start my own. I don't know if Kanye West has gotten the memo. He's been accused of anti-Semitic remarks, and a lot of people have been saying a whole lot of things about him. Some have been siding with him. Some have been saying, he deserves to be cancelled. Losing his wealth, just overnight he stopped being a billionaire on Forbes, which I'm guessing will happen on Bloomberg as well. I've said before, the world we live in is premised of real things: land, rivers, mountains, rocks. We have the wild animals. Then you have humans. And humans have various layers. We have religion, we have culture, we have the laws. Today we have money. The money system, in the way we have it today, has been created by certain human beings. And it is owned and controlled and influenced by those human beings. They decide where money flows. They decide who gets to have a bank account. They decide who business gets invested into. And they decide on your net worth according to the formal world. It doesn't necessarily mean you're poor if they don't count you. You could have a lot of land, 1,000 hectares. You could have 5,000 heads of cattle. You could have so many fruit trees. You can have vegetable gardens. You can have your own wild animals. You can even have your own army. But as long as it's not part of the formal money system, which is tracked by your World Economic Forums, by various stock exchanges, by a Forbes, by a Bloomberg, and other such platforms, they do not recognize you. And that's what's happening with Kanye. Kanye has still got his ideas, still got his designs, he's still got his music. But if it doesn't work within this formal system, he becomes less rich, if not almost poor, bankrupt, broke. Because that's not his mother's house. It's not Donda's system. It's a system that's controlled and influenced by certain people. And the sooner he and other people understand that, the better. Because we actually have an option. We have an option to plug out of money. The rand in South Africa, the US dollar, the euro, the yuan. You can plug out. Outside is cold. Outside of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, it's cold. Because you don't have the reach that they have. You don't have the algorithms that they have. You don't have the companies that are willing to advertise as they have. You don't have the data warehouses. So you'd be literally starting your own little www.penwell.com, which has maybe got 300, 500 users, not much storage, not great algorithms, not a great reach. And companies, if it's the same companies that are involved in the money system or the social media, the mainstream system, they're not going to advertise on your platform. So you won't be able to make money. And if you're still going to be using the same money, the rands, the kwachas, the nairas, you're not going to win. If Kanye is not getting it, I hope other people are getting it. And I hope sooner rather than later, not just with cryptocurrencies, that more and more people are going to begin creating their own value measurement systems. Whether it's something like cows. How many cows do you have? How many chickens do you have? Whether it's land. How many acres or hectares of land do you have? That's how wealthy you are. Money was always meant to be a middleman between the trading of goods and services. It was meant to be that. But it has become toxic and it has become captured and controlled. And initially, the people that funded or founded the money system were the Rothschilds, who created the formal banking system in Europe. And it spread around the world with central banks and the currencies. And the US dollar became powerful And today we've heard of Russia wanting to move away from the dollar. We've heard of China wanting to move away from the dollar. Muammar Gaddafi, before he was assassinated, wanted Africa to have its own currency that values things itself. And your currency won't be backed by a government flimsily. Because at some point we're backed by the gold standard. And in Africa, a lot of our gold was taken by the British. Then we moved to fiat currency, which is decided for by global markets and central reserve banks. Why can't your currency be backed by cows, by chickens, by goats, by land? How much labor do you have? How many ideas do you have? How much do you power the world? And Africa powers the world, even though it's the poorest continent on the world because of that. If Kanye wants to fight certain people, he needs to know that he's going to lose his wealth. And if he's going to kick and scream, no one is going to listen because everyone else is plugged into the same system and they have to behave. If I jump onto a Facebook, there are rules I'm not meant to break. If I jump onto a Twitter, the same. If I jump onto an Instagram, the same. And it's not to say that this group of people is bad. Every group of people could be your own family. If you speak ill about your mom and your dad, why should they take care of you? If you speak ill about the people in your school, your headmaster, your teachers, and you bash them everywhere, why should the school not expel you? If you speak ill of your culture, where you come from, whether you're Zulu, Sotho, Xhosa, Swati, why should those people acknowledge you as one of their own? We have been raised on this rubbish of free speech and getting to bash wherever, and it's actually misleading. I would not be comfortable raising and taking care of children that were going out into the world and talking shit about me. Meanwhile, they live under my roof. They eat my food. They are educated by me. They are protected by me. That's what the money system has become. It's become our parents. It has become God. And if you want to live in this modern world, buy a cell phone, use the internet, get onto mainstream media, buy a television set, read a newspaper, get a job, buy a home. All of it has to do with the money system today because we have not created alternative value systems. Even cryptocurrencies today, some are linked to stable coins, which are linked to fiat currency. Some of them still are linked to like the US dollar. The Bitcoin is valued against the US dollar. Ethereum, same. Which means they still adhere to the money system. And the money system is powerful. They can close your bank account. They can make sure that they may not kill you, literally, but because you no longer have money, and because they sanction everyone who wants to deal with you, and they tell them, if you work with this guy, we'll stop giving you money as well and stop trading with you. You become lost and you get killed, figuratively. And you might end up taking your life, unfortunately. It's a very important lesson, and especially for people that are Pan-Africanist, Black conscious, pro-Black. If you guys believe you're going to build your own banks, your own industries, your own manufacturing companies, but you still want them to work under the underpinning of this current formal monetary system, you're going to see soon enough that it doesn't work like that. I think the focus, if you want to be a revolutionary, if you want to be alternative, and of course, you might be discredited by the current systems, you might be killed, literally. You need to build your own value systems that are independent of the current formal market system. If you're still going to be valued against the dollar, euro, the yuan, francs, the rupees, the kwachas, the nairas, you're going to see flames. We saw it with the Zimbabwean dollar. You're going to see flames. Something to think about. This video was sponsored by Sfiso Madondo of the Jombela Property Group. If you'd like to hear his story and his wisdom, I did an interview with him on the virtual Mkuku. The Jombela Property Group does construction. So if you're looking to build a back room, if you're looking to renovate your house, if there's certain property project that you're interested in, they can even advise you or just quote you so that you have comparative quotes. I'm going to drop Sfiso's email address at the bottom. Please contact him if you need any type of construction done in your home, in your business, or anywhere else. Pin you all the black pen, man. Get wiser and realize who pays the bills in your life. You claim to be a revolutionary, but you're being a revolutionary on someone else's domain on the internet. You claim to be a revolutionary, but you work for certain people that feed you and your family. You claim to be a revolutionary, but you vote for political leaders who are captured by the same monetary systems, by the same rich people. And you claim that you will be free. I hope that Kanye West, going through this crucifixion of sorts, is going to be a very important lesson for myself and for the rest of you out there on how the real modern world works. Have a great day. Cheers.